It's been so long since I've made anything on this channel. I just made a short video. I am doing, I guess, marketing coverage for Nova Royals for their upcoming run, which is 10K/5K. And I'm just sort of trying to promote that using short form videos, I guess. So far, I've made one, and I just wanted to quickly talk about it. I've never done anything like this, to be honest with you. I've never broken down my own videos. It's going to provoke me to think about, oh, why I did that? Why did I do that? And for all the people who don't speak Nepali, don't worry. I'm going to break the video down. Just watch the video for now. हामी नोभा रोयल्स फुटबल क्लबलाई जित्न मन पर्छ तर त्यो भन्दा नि बढी हाम्रो कम्युनिटीलाई उक्ज्याउन र बलियो बनाउन अझै बढी मन पर्छ अहिले हाम्रो वरिपरि क्राइसिस छ
The American Heart Association is out with a new warning on the dangers of too much sitting. The review found adults sit an average of 6 to 8 hours a day.
बडीमा एक्सर्साइज पुगेको छैन अनि हाम्रो नेपाली कम्युनिटी एक्सर्साइजिङको फिल्डमा अझै पछाडी यसरी त हुँदै भएन वी वान्ट चेन्ज फुटबलमा त हामीले अड्डा जमाइसक्यौँ तर त्यतिले मात्र भएन देखेको त हामीले नै छ नि गर्न त हामी नै सक्छौँ नि गर्नै आएको मौका मात्र आओस् न मौका त्यही मौका हो यो रन नोभा रोयल्सले अर्गनाइज गरेको 5K अथवा 10K कुद्ने साइन अप गरौँ आफ्नो लागि मात्र होइन नेपाली कम्युनिटीको स्पिरिटको लागि हामीलाई यो मनोबल चाहिएको छ So just to simply break that video down, it works in 3 layers. The first layer is just what the hell is Nova Royals. The second part runs into the issue that we have. And the third part goes in talks about the action that we can take, which is the run. Like everything else, I like to start my project with just a little bit of writing. And at first, I had to think about the direction of the video that I wanted to take because there is a very clear objective with the video. It's that I want people to take action and sign up for this exercising event. And so I knew that I had to use some bold language. I knew that simple, monotonous language was not going to work. It's going to fall flat. And people who make videos, they realize this, which is that if you're making like a funny video, also if you're making like an entertainment video, you have to think about how the video is going to bleed, what kind of energy the video possesses from the get-go so that people have an idea of the lingo of this world that you're trying to create. Pretty expensive language there. And so the first line that I use for this video is हामी नोभा रोयल्सलाई जित्न मन पर्छ. We're Nova Royals and we like winning. I give you a visual proof of us winning. Which makes that statement a lot stronger. This is going to be a current theme that you're going to see throughout the video. At first, I use the language and I use the visuals to support whatever the heck that I'm saying. It's just a simple framework to use whenever someone is making a video. If you're saying something, it's also important to show whatever you're saying because it goes hand in hand. And when you connect this layer by layer, sentence by sentence, I feel like it just makes this even more powerful. And there's just this funny clip of my friend Darpan who's just thrilled with excitement and he's like flying in the air and stuff. So I just thought that was a very powerful representation of what it meant to win and what it feels like winning in general. And it was just a very short introductory as to how you can showcase our team winning and what it feels like. तर त्यो भन्दा नि बढी हाम्रो कम्युनिटीलाई उक्ज्याउन र बलियो बनाउन अझै बढी मन पर्छ. This is the interesting part of the video, at least to me when I was thinking about it. It's because the transitory period between the introduction and wherever the video is going, which is the end goal. And it's always helpful to keep that end goal in mind because that gives you direction. The end goal and the beginning may not be on the same level. So you have to break it down layer by layer. But the next part of that is how do you go from step 1 to step 2? Because remember, you have to get to that end goal, which is an action. And even in this case, right here, you can see I'm transitioning between introduction to talking about how Nova Royals likes to help or stand up for its own community, which is true. And after I talk about the community, I introduce a problem in that community.
The American Heart Association is out with a new warning on the dangers of too much sitting. The review found adults sit an average of 6 to 8 hours a day.
You can see there, like I present a fact which is, adults sitting 6 to 8 hours a day. I mean, that's a lot. I don't know what the recommended hours are, but I definitely do exceed those hours. I sit a lot. It's a global problem. If it's a global problem, of course, it's also part of the community. अनि हाम्रो नेपाली community exercising को फिल्डमा अझै पछाडी. यसरी त हुँदै भएन. And then I show alcohol. During this part, I was really thinking about in what way can I showcase that people are actually lazy nowadays. I did feel like putting up alcohol there. And it's a well-known brand that I show, Tuborg and all these other glasses that a lot of people are consuming. It's not necessarily bad. People do know that it's bad because some people overdo it. A lot of people who drink have at some point felt like they have overdone it. Not everybody who drinks is going to be careful all the time. So I do establish some sort of a resonating part that people can be like, oh yeah, I also do that sometimes. And then I give you these big letter words. And so now you can see how I've taken step 1, step 2, and now I'm talking about the change, which is I've already introduced the problem. Now I'm simply going to talk about the change. फुटबलमा त हामीले अड्डा जमाइसक्यौँ तर त्यतिले मात्र भएन देखेको त हामीले नै छ नि गर्न त हामी नै सक्छौँ नि गर्नै आको मौका मात्र आओस् न मौका. And right next to that I start introducing piece of music that you hear, which is very uplifting. As soon as I introduce you to that music, I also give you some of these amazing people that have done incredible work for Nepal and Nepali community in general. Most of these being mountaineers, because at that time my head couldn't go anywhere outside of that, especially when I thought about like a tough challenge and people overcoming it. They just came to mind. I don't know. And this is a great piece. And the pictures that I showcase, I think, are doing a pretty good job of speaking for themselves. I mean, these people have accomplished a lot. And so it gives you a sense of purpose, or I hope that it gave people some sort of remembrance as to what being a Nepali means and how many great Nepali people that we have who have sort of took on a challenge and overcame it. And it's important because the run is a challenge. It's a pretty big challenge. And I know people are going to fear the run, especially if you have never run before. Other communities, especially American communities, where you have sort of like a run happening every other weekend or, a big group like running together. That doesn't happen with Nepali community. And so it goes back to, my first point when I introduced the problem, which is that Nepali community is not that big in exercising. So I peel this off layer by layer. त्यही मौका हो यो रन. नोभा रोयल्सले अर्गनाइज गरेको 5K अथवा 10K कुद्ने साइन अप गरौँ. आफ्नो लागि मात्र होइन, नेपाली कम्युनिटीको स्पिरिटको लागि. हामीलाई यो मनोबल चाहिएको छ. And then now, once I've given people hope, now I go, here, you can do the same. You saw those mountaineers? You can do the same if you participate in this run that we are doing. Nova Royals is doing 10K, 5K. And then I go on to show you a flyer made by Nova Royals. And I just say sign up. Like that's the word that the whole video is building up toward because that is the action. I knew that the action was going to be the end goal. How do I take you there? I do give it sort of like an extra element of like, if you're worried that you're just going to do it for yourself, don't. Do it for the spirit of the community because we need exercising. That was sort of the language that I was trying to put forward. Do it for the community. Although like even if they do it for the community, they're going to be doing it for themselves because it's going to benefit them the most. At first, I wasn't trying to do the marketing for this run because I have too many projects of my own. And I was just like, yeah, I'm not going to have a time for this. But now that I've taken on the project, now that everything else that I thought I could have put in place because I did want to spread the word and I was asking other people to do it. But since everything else fell flat, I was just like, okay, I guess I'm going to have to take this project on. And if I do take this project on, let me just take it seriously and make some good pieces to which people can resonate and stuff. Also, there is this big gap in marketing. I'm so sick and tired of people especially like Nepali people doing the old school marketing. Like, dude, we can do so much better. Just like this run, right? Like, just like with exercising and stuff, we can do so much better, even in terms of like understanding marketing and stuff. All these things can be broken down. Yeah, like I said, I do think there is a huge gap, and people do have the talent to do a lot of stuff. And it's not just with marketing, it's also with loads and loads of stuff in which we're just inferior in a lot of cases. When I did think about this in marketing sense, I didn't know like the offer was good. You know, a lot of the times when you're marketing a product or marketing a service, your services are questionable. Your product is questionable. But with a run, it's not like that. It's a run. It's a freaking run. It's for your own benefit. If you do sign up, it's literally for the better, for our own people. It's also a challenge that people are going to like if they want to overcome it. Yeah, before the challenge starts, the fear is there, but I can promise to everybody who's going to run that after they finish it, they're going to have a sense of accomplishment. And that's going to be great. It's also going to be my first run. I think a lot of people, because this is coming from Nepali community, a lot of participants are going to be Nepali. That is not to say that other people are not going to be joining. We do want other people to join. And for a lot of Nepali people, this is going to be their first time. I can guarantee like for like 80 to 90% of Nepali people, this is going to be their first run that they're ever going to be doing. It's a heck of a good event. And so I do think like marketing does get a bad rep. I understand it. And mostly because people don't have the knowledge of understanding the full picture. They just look at the surface level and then they just go, it's bad. No, it's just spreading the word. People are too busy doing their own thing, own lives, and living their own lives, taking their dog out for a walk. But like they're doing a lot of things. And so if you have something good to offer, marketing is simply a way of telling people, hey, by the way, we have this event coming up if you want to sign up. And by the way, you should. Because it's about exercising, you're gonna feel good. You do have to balance the line. I get it, but it's also a function of a simple reminder. So those are my overall thoughts. I don't know. Do you find it to be interesting, or is it maybe it's just me? It's a good puzzle to solve. At first, I wasn't even thinking about doing this campaign, but now I'm in the mix, and I've so many more projects that I need to be finishing. Oh my god. As soon as I think about it, I'm just like, I just get terrified. I don't know. This is a different kind of video. I've never actually talked about the process of making a video. Thanks for watching. If you have any thoughts about the video itself, the piece that I made, you can leave a comment. Even if you don't like the video, tell me what didn't work for you so that I can improve on it next time. Maybe there are some elements that you know about spreading the word that I don't, because I have a very narrowed down lens of how I look at things.